Welcome to Positively Muskegon. It's Andy O'Reilly, and Bonnie Nolan actually let me in her house for this one. It doesn't happen all that often that I get invited into somebody's house. Usually it's out on the porch or...
A strange man.
Yeah, I know, right? We are here today to talk about Make-A-Wish and the big party coming up out at the Hampton Green Farm. Make-A-Wish is the beneficiary this year of the Chef Prize, which is happening out at Hampton Green Farm. First of all, thank you for having me out today.
Thanks for coming.
It's a lot better than getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and getting dragged into some radio station. So, you did radio for a while, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you know what it's like.
Yeah, I do.
It's a little better coming to your house and doing the work.
I'm glad I'm on this side, not your side.
Right?
But you do a fabulous job.
Thank you. Tell me about Make-A-Wish. How long has this been going on now?
Make-A-Wish has been around since 1985, I think. We've granted hundreds of wishes in Michigan, but it's a national organization too. And one of the things, I mean, I could go on about it and you'd have to use a shepherd hook on me to say, that's it, Bonnie, you're done. But I will say this, there's a lot of great nonprofits out there.
Yeah.
And I have more and more paid attention to how much of the money actually goes to the cause and how much of it's administrative.
Right.
And I'm happy to say that Make-A-Wish is 80-20. 80%
Wow.
goes to the kids' wishes, 20% is administrative. You have to have administrative.
So yeah, I mean you do to a degree because somebody's got to administer the whole thing
absolutely.
and keep it working and
But,
get the word out and all that kind of stuff.
But I love that, and I've been involved for 13 years. I started back in 2004, and I tell them all the time. I said, you can't fire me because I'm not on the payroll.
Right. What was your motivation to get you started?
Well, I knew a little bit about Make-A-Wish. I knew it had to do with kids that were very sick, and so many people have the misconception that Make-A-Wish is all kids that are terminal. It's not.
No.
It is kids with life-threatening illnesses. So we do have a lot of kids with cancers. We have kids with cystic fibrosis, serious blood disorders and whatnot. Some kids that have had terrible accidents that, they're on machines. And
sure.
I've gone to DeVos Children's Hospital to do interviews. I had one little boy 7-8 years ago, and he died 2 weeks later. We never got to do the wish, which was so sad. And I've gone to funerals for 3-year-olds and 7-year-olds and 5-year-olds and 10-year-olds and planned final Christmas parties for a little 3-year-old boy up in Traverse City about 7-8 years ago. But there's lots of happy endings too.
Yeah.
Because Ellie, who works for our Grand Rapids office, is a Make-A-Wish kid herself. She received a wish as a teenager, and she's 30 or 31 years old and has a little girl herself, and she's a living testimony to what Make-A-Wish does for these kids and these families. And it's about helping these families, who are going through some really tough times.
Yeah.
Financial
Big
toughness
time.
because mom has to quit her job,
Yep.
because she's got to go back and forth to the hospital for doctor's visits, for chemo treatments, whatever it happens to be. I've seen families that have gone from having everything to nothing because of this. I see families that are still doing okay financially. They're very blessed and lucky like that. But they, last night I had an interview in Muskegon with a 18-year-old girl who is just bald as a cue ball, just got done with her chemo. She's just starting radiation. We're going to take her on a shopping trip to Rivertown Crossing Mall.
Nice.
In the next few weeks. So super excited about that.
I love going on shopping trips to Rivertown Crossing Mall.
I know.
I like the Lakes Mall well and good and everything like that, but
I know.
going to
We've
Rivertown
done those
Crossing
too,
is, it's kind of like...
And a limo ride.
Whoa.
So they pick her up at her house in the limo, and we'll meet them at the mall. We don't, volunteers don't ride in the limo.
Sure.
But we meet them at there, and if they let us know the stores that they want to go to or interested, we'll call ahead of time, and I beg. I'm a professional beggar for Make-A-Wish. And they don't tell me no. Not because it's me, because it's Make-A-Wish.
People don't tell you no? Really?
No. But it's not me.
Wonder why.
No, it's just, seriously,
I've known Bonnie a while. She's a really good arm twister.
Well,
that's all I can say about that.
Well, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. But
it's a good one. It is.
Yeah, but seriously, very quick story. One of my Make-A-Wish kids, I was just telling her this last night because she loves Victoria's Secret. I said, if you want to go to Victoria's Secret, because we'll call them ahead of time.
Sure.
And I'll say, hey, we have a Make-A-Wish kid that wants to come to your store, that loves your store. Anything you can do to make it special.
Right.
And I don't say, can you give us free stuff?
Right.
Or can you?
Right.
But a lot of times I'll say, well, we can give you discounts or employee discount. We'll make up a sign. Sometimes Penny's has been wonderful. They'll decorate fitting rooms and put their name on it. They'll have gifts inside the fitting room. It's amazing what some of the stores, and some don't do much, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask every time.
Sure.
So Victoria's Secret, I called ahead. She said, well, we really don't do anything. And I said, well, if you could maybe even just make a little poster sign up and put in the entrance, so when she comes in that says, hey, with her name on it, welcome to Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
She said, okay. week later we go there.
Yeah.
And we bring the Wish Girl in, and she goes right over to the pink section that she loves of Victoria's Secret. And so I go right up to the desk and ask for the manager and say, hey, I talked to you on the phone, and here she is. And a lot of times they'll assign one of their employees to be that person's, like, personal
liaison.
Exactly.
Shopper. Yeah.
Exactly. And so she said, oh, I'm so excited you're here. And I'm thinking, why are you excited? It didn't look like you were going to do much anyway. But I thought, okay. She didn't say anything more. She said, oh, we have such a surprise for you. Well, I'm sure you've never been in the fitting rooms at Victoria's Secret. Well, maybe you have.
Well, there was this incident once, and I'm still not allowed back in.
Yeah. I'm not surprised.
I keep waiting for that day that they lift it, but so far, no luck.
Anyway, their fitting rooms are gigantic. I've never seen such big fitting rooms.
Okay.
Victoria's Secret is known for having these beautiful pink and silver striped bags that are gorgeous.
Yep.
She went to the fitting room to go try some things on. And in the fitting room, first they had her name on the door.
Yep.
In the fitting room, all the way around the outer perimeter of the fitting room, they had these bags stuffed with pretty pink tissue. And I thought, well, that's really cool. It's just all decorated, pretty, has her name on it. She came out to give me the things she wanted to buy, because I go up to the counter and I pay for things. They send us gift cards, Make-A-Wish does, and I tell the kids, you keep shopping and I'll catch up with you.
Yep.
She came out with all these bags, and I'm not kidding you, there had to have been 20 bags. They all had things in them.
No kidding.
They gave us over $800 worth of things to give this girl. I mean, she had pajama pants, she had tops, she had perfume, she had underwear, anything you can imagine.
That's
incredible. I just had tears in my eyes.
You should.
So
that's awesome stuff.
People love Make-A-Wish Foundation. They want to be a part of it.
This is, and on these stories, they're leading up to the big party out at Hampton Green, which is Chef Prize. Mm-hmm. And have you been to the event itself?
No, I have not. Right. I didn't know about it until this year. I'm just so excited that Make-A-Wish gets to be the recipient.
Yeah, and you should be, because it's a great time. I mean, we get out to Hampton Green Farm, and somehow they think I'm some kind of MC for this thing. I don't know where they got that idea.
You're the guy.
But you get out there, and there's restaurants competing from all over the area. You've got Muskegon restaurants, Grand Haven, Spring Lake, some Grand Rapids things too. You're going to find great wine. You're going to find great desserts. You're going to find a really cool car show going on. And if you've never been to the Hampton Green Farm, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like walking into a different world.
Oh, I always say it's Fruitport's best kept secret.
Isn't it though?
I mean, expect that in Fruitport.
Way out far road. It's up this dirt road out in the middle of nowhere.
You think you've probably gone past it.
And they raise these champion horses out there that are just.
They've been in the Olympics.
Olympic
they have one
horses.
That just
Grandioso.
retired from the Olympics.
Yep, I remember.
Amazing.
And here I am, and I grew up around horses and stuff, being from Sparta, but you see these horses and you know that they're flying around in jets, and they're flying. These horses are incredible.
Yeah.
The horses won't be there for the party, but the food's there. The chefs are putting on the demonstrations. They'll have a silent auction going on.
We're not going to do the silent auction.
We're not going to do
decided
silent auction.
Against it just because it's our first year and all.
Okay.
And, it's not a new event for Hampton Greens, but it is for Make-A-Wish.
Okay.
So. And we have a smaller committee, and I said next year we're going to have 3 times this committee, and we're going to have a lot more. So, but we are going to have 5 Wish families there.
Cool.
So I've talked to all the Wish families. One that I'm working on right now, a bedroom makeover for this little girl up in Fremont. And one we just sent to Hawaii about 3 months ago. They're going to come. And
you need a chaperone for trips like that. I'm happy. I'd be happy to go.
So would I like to. I don't get to go on that end though. Fireman Chase, did you ever hear about that wish?
Tell me about that one.
Oh gosh. 2 years ago in June, and that family's going to be there. We had a little 5-year-old boy that wanted to be fireman for a day. Yep. So our fire chief in North Muskegon, Steve, is so wonderful.
Yep.
We brought him to the fire station. We had probably at least 10, if not 12 to 14 fire trucks from not only all over Muskegon County. We had a fire truck from Traverse City that came down that was a friend of the fire chief there.
Yep.
They all came down. We brought him in a limousine back behind the fire barn, so he had no idea what was going on out in front. He's kind of shy and timid. They had a little fireman's outfit and the hat and everything. He had his name on it. Steve took him around the fire barn, and then he came out, and it was kind of like, what was the name of that show? Extreme Makeover Home Edition, where they say,
move the truck.
Yeah. Well, I made a bunch of calls and talked to a bunch of people. I said, anybody that can be there and bring signs. So we had all these people out in front and all along Ruddiman. And because he went to 3 fire barns, North Muskegon, that went down to the downtown one, then back to Muskegon Township next to G&L or across from G&L there. It was an amazing day. All these places, businesses along the way had signs up. Wesco did, Bernio's Pizza, down in Ottawa.
Sure.
Praxair, I think is a new
Praxair.
name.
Yep.
They had signs up. Bill Vanderweel from Weber Lumber put
Yep.
signs up, said fireman chase for the day, and he came by. He got to ride in the fire truck.
Nice.
Went down there, put out a little fire. I mean, it was a magnificent day. And then G&L gave he and a lot of the firefighters lunch that day.
Nice.
It was amazing.
Great things going on.
Yeah. So 5 families.
It's going to be a great day at Hampton Green Farm, and you hear the stories from Bonnie, and they're really incredible. So make sure you're out at Chef Prize. We could go on all day telling these stories. I know.
We should probably tell them the dates, shouldn't we? Did you say that? Sunday, September 17th.
September 17th,
Right.
That's right. You're better than
Right.
me. I rely on all the writing portion for that stuff.
Yeah. 12 to 4. Well, you don't have to worry about it. But it is a big deal. We want to
Yeah.
let people know. And I think we're going to have something on Eventbrite that they can get tickets
We'll
that
put the
way.
links all right here, too,
We'll
so
put
you
it
can get
on.
tickets
That
through
would
the
be
page
great.
and
Sure.
just be a part of it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a big deal. It's the 3rd year for Chef Prize, so if you haven't been there yet, come on out and see Hampton Green Farm on Far Road, and know that what you're going to be a part of is going to be magnificent for Make-A-Wish. Bonnie, thank you for a few minutes tonight.
Thanks, Andy.
I'm going to go back
Appreciate
and get ready for the big party. It's one of the days a year I actually put on a sport coat.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Will I recognize you?
No. Nobody. Everybody's like, "Where's your jean shorts?" And I'm like, "Well, they make me get dressed up out here." So it's gonna be a great day. Chef Prize is coming up. Get your tickets through the link right here on Positively Muskegon, and we'll plan on seeing you at the Hampton Green Farm. Bonnie, thanks again.
Thank you, Andy.